customize this. You can press the tilde key kung gusto nyo palakhan o tingnan. If you want to make this composition na mas malaki rin, you can press the tilde key and lalaki siya. Okay. Pwede rin na kapag dito kayo sa timeline, gusto nyo palakihin siya, pwede nyo palakihin siya. A way for you to maximize your space. Okay?
Hi everyone. Good afternoon to all of you. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. I'm just sharing some of the streams right now so we can get started. How are you all doing? It's a Friday and I hope some of you is doing great. I'm just going to switch my screen so we could go with the session for today. As you all know, this is CNA Everyday episode 9. So it's been like over a week since I started this daily session with all of you. Uh, Actually, I started this session at the 9 a.m. early morning session scheduled. But right now, I'm starting to experiment on the 4 p.m. time slot because I see that there's a lot of you who's going to watch this on the on that time, and I hope you also find the time to get more value on this session. So this session again is just a short one, roughly around 30 minutes to 45 minutes of your time. This is a almost an impromptu or unstructured or unrehearsed session with the following topics that I always say before the before we start the day. So in this session, we're going to cover working with Adobe Express with the resize and layout feature, together with how can you integrate this in your Lightroom uh, software or Lightroom catalog. Okay. So if you want, if I'm seeing everyone here, kindly comment down below where are you watching from, and so I could give you a shout out before we start this quick demonstration. I would love to see familiar faces on my chat box. Okay, so feel free to just type it in. Okay, so I'm going to start right now to use Adobe Express, and if you want to have like a workflow together with your Lightroom catalog, your Lightroom CC software, you can easily we can easily just create something like this. So if I'm just going to click on this recent project that I'm working right now, just for this demonstration, you can easily create something like this and print it, or you can definitely post it on your social media channels in just a matter of minutes. Okay, something like this, like photo book look. Hi, Diana. How are you all doing? Thank you for dropping in. Okay, so I'm just checking on the project itself because yesterday we have given you a demonstration on how we can use Photoshop and Illustrator in using Adobe Express and vice versa. So you have seen the workaround or the round robin workflow when using Adobe Express and those two applications that we love so dear. Um, so as you would see here, you would see that I have the following uh, layout implemented here. So I have this like a page on a photo that I have done a layout. So we're going to do this from scratch. Okay. So if I go back to Adobe Express, and then the great thing about this is I want to use my Lightroom photos so I could just create faster designs. So let's click on the plus button here, which is going to give me the option for the custom graphic size. So if I click on that, or you can also choose anything, any preset that you want. In our case, let's go to our print category and let's choose an A4 size. Similarly, a great canvas for us to start to develop this type of layout. So right now, it will give me some templates on this suggestions, but let's go and try to check on the layout features inside of Adobe Express. So as you would see here, if I go on the right side of Adobe Express, you would see that I can click on layout, and Adobe Express gives you a lot of options if you want to make something like that, the one that I've given you. So for example, this one, let's try to make a dynamic like grid layout. So for example, let's try with this one. So if I click on that, I'm just going to click on the move content with background, so everything just sticks on the on every content that I put in. This will give me the option to let the photo stick on the cell itself. Okay, so right now you would see that I have created something like this. So what I can do to access my Lightroom photos is that I go to photos, or there's two options that you can use. Let's click on the cell itself, this cell, and then let's click on choose image. After I click choose image, let's go on the upload photo category and click on the alternate sources. So if I click on that, this will give me the access for the following, which is Adobe Stock, Lightroom, Dropbox. If you're using Google Drive, you can definitely do so in Google Photos. But in our case, let's integrate our Adobe Express workflow with Lightroom. Let's click on Lightroom, and you would see that it will access all of my photos saved on my Lightroom catalog, as you would see here. So I have some recent albums that I have uploaded like years and years ago. So I have these recent photos that I want to just create a layout based from this. So let's click on this. And as you would see, I have already placed the photo on that cell. So let's move on to the next one. So let's just click on the cell again. Let's click on that. And again, go to Lightroom. Let me know if you have more options or I've been doing this the wrong way. Let's click on the, oh, where's the choose image? Like this one. I was hoping that I could just like check on this. Let's try again. Let's click on probably this one. Let's click on this. Okay. So it doesn't let me just select a lot of my photos here. So as you would see, you just have to put the okay. For example, this one doesn't fit on this canvas or this cell. Let's click on the add to background, which enable me to just fit this photo inside of this cell. So you can easily drag and reposition your photo by hovering on it. And as you have this indicator, you can just drag and drop, drag and reposition your content. Okay. You can also just double click on this, or you can use the following controls here. If you want, you can just zoom in here and just drag it here. Or if you want, you can just rotate this if you want to create something like um, a different composition style. Let's click on that. Let's drag it here. You can also flip it. Let's say if you want to flip this from the this direction, the x axis. You can also flip it from the vertical, which is which doesn't work on our side or our end. Let's click on that again, and let's just build this photo layout based from our Lightroom catalog. So let's click on again on choose image. Let's go to the triple dot and go to again to Lightroom until we have successfully filled out every cell inside of this design layout. So let's just make this somehow similar to this one. And then another one, let's click on this cell. Let's click on choose image. You can easily just drag and drop this photos from, for example, if you want to drag and drop this one, you can just easily drag and drop this one. But in our case, let's do the designs based from Lightroom. Let's click on again on this menu. Let's click on Lightroom, and then let's try another photo to finish this off. Okay. For example, I have this class from the Graphic Expo years and years ago. So, okay, so let's just you can easily drag and drop it here. For example, if you want that. Okay. And then let's fill in again this photo for the sake of the demonstrating that you can easily drag and drop any photo from this panel to this, and click on the photo itself and click on add to background. This will snap on the cell itself. Okay. So right now, I have successfully integrated my Lightroom photos inside of Adobe Express. And if I want, I can just make some changes on the initial layout that I have. So let's click on again on layout. And if you want, you can make the borders much more thicker. Let's go on the border and add more border to this. So as you will see, this is a better way for you to create something like this effect on this type of layout that you're doing with. If you're a photographer, you can easily do this like in a matter of minutes. So if you want, you can easily uncheck this constraint properties. Let's click on this. If you want to make the borders much more bigger, or if you want to make uh, your design has a thicker border, you can easily do so. Or if you want to make the cells much more bigger, you can easily do so. Okay, but in my case, I just want something like this with a much more bigger border, so I could have like more negative space here. So another thing that you can also do is that if I click on this, I can add a color for this. For example, if I want, I could just make this like a white one, or if I want to be more adventurous, I can make this with my branding like the red one. And you can easily just create more variations of these designs by click on duplicate page. So if I click on duplicate page, this will enable me to add another page with the same layout and then add another like design. Let's say let's replace this one with another photo that I have. Let's click on Lightroom, and let's access that again. Good afternoon, Shelani Santos. Thank you for watching. Let's click on this again. Let's click on that. So this one is the page 2. I can easily create something like that. Let's go back here. Let's say I want to add another photo that is not based from a Lightroom catalog. Let's just drag and drop it here. Let's add another one from my Lightroom catalog. So you would see there is really so much easy ways to integrate Adobe Lightroom inside of Adobe Express. I'm just going to click on the photo itself because I think this one is not being targeted correctly. Okay, so this one is Adobe Express is still thinking. Okay, so right now you can just easily create something like this. I can further edit this and change lots and lots of variations for this type of design. If you want to do that, you can easily just click on the layout. I'm now on the second page, and if I want, I could just change my mind and make something more interesting with this type of layout. So if I click on that, this will give me something like this, which is much more faster, right? If I'm not contented with this, I can just click on the shuffle, and this will enable me to just make more variations of this design and jumble all of these types of photos to my heart's content. Okay, and the next one would be, how can I create variations of this of different sizes? So if you want, you can just click on the resize button here on the right side. Let's click on that. And this, we started from an A4 layout. If I want, I could just click on the another document preset. If I click on that, if I want, I could create a profile cover with the following photos again with this type of assets. And if I want, I could just another click on the layout. I could create another version of this. For example, that one. Or let's see more of this types of design. Let's click on something like this one. And if I want, I could just shuffle it again until I'm done with all of the placements. Or if I want, I can just make this snap to the background and move it somewhat like that, like that. I'm just going to close the photos button here. Let's click on this photo. I can just like modify where is the focus of this photo. Let's drag on this. Example, this one. Drag. Let's just focus on the designs. It's just me laughing at the corner because I'm seeing a lot of great things that they're doing. So as you would see here, we can also create a variation of this. So if I check on the multi-page or view all page button, I've created two already with the same photos that I have access on the Lightroom catalog that I have. Okay, so that's how easy it is to access your Lightroom photos into Adobe Express. And you can also like resize this after the fact that you have created this. So if I click on this, let's click on colors. I can easily modify the colors from this type of design. Let's check on this type of color. Let's click on that. As you would see, you can easily like create modifications or create duplicates of this version. For example, if I want, I could just click on duplicate page and make a version of it like from this palette. Let's click on classic or something out of the blue, which is the pastel color scheme. So with just doing that, I can create much more better designs and that better layout, photo layouts from this one. Let's click on again on layout and then let's choose another one. Okay, I'm now on page 2. Let's click on that. Let's click on layout. It doesn't refresh. Okay, let's click on that and let's try to do this one or this one. Let's do a simpler one, which is this. Hmm. Okay, let's say something like that. Or I only have like 5 photos. Let's add a 5 photo grid here. So something like that. Okay.